Well, good morning, and welcome to this week's Monday Motivation. And these motivations are brought to you, or the themes. Because I'm often asked this actually. How do you come up with all of this stuff? Is normally how it comes out. And to be honest with you, Monday Motivations originally started way back in 2008, where I was still working in financial services. I was a senior training manager there, and I thought that Mondays got a bit of a bad rap. So what I used to do was to just send around a little motivational quote or something just to like really cheer people up, pep them up and get them going for their week. I thought, you've heard the songs, I don't like Mondays, etc., etc. But the thing is, it's not just about Mondays. It's about motivation for, yes, your Monday, your morning, sometimes your week, and sometimes, I've been told, even your month. Some of you have a resonance with some of these and set them as a theme. So if you are one of the people that likes to watch live and say hi, please type in the box below. Had some funny things going on with Facebook Live, so it's always a relief when someone like Ivona says, "Morning Jenny, morning all." I know that everything's working, the technology's working. Sorry, I felt a cough coming on. Anyway, this morning's theme is motivation. I didn't know whether to call it motivation for focus or focus for motivation. Either way, there comes a point in our lives where we're busy. We can sometimes feel a bit overwhelmed with the stuff we need to do. And sometimes we struggle with where to put our attention first, especially in a multimedia world. There's online, there's offline, there's family, there's friends, there's professional. Does that resonate with anyone? Anyone feel like they're sometimes spinning plates? Quite often when I go into companies, you would think, there's two sides of this I see. You would think that in a company where you have your agenda in a way laid out, what you've got to do laid out, that it might be easier that you just sort of follow the list, tick off the to-do list, but it actually isn't. I meet so many people that work within a company who are really, really busy, as well as my lovely entrepreneurs, my busy business owners, who at times have got to wear so many different hats. You've got to be the accountant, the marketeer, the salesperson, the promotional person, the PR person, the admin, 101 different things. So I thought it might be useful just to share a few nuggets about how to sort of channel your focus to motivate you, but how to be motivated to focus as well. So it's kind of two ends of the same stick. So if you know of somebody who is either a busy business owner, and they've just got started, or maybe they've been going for a while, but they are always on the go, always seem busy, do share this with them. Likewise, if you or someone who works within a company and they come home saying things like there's not enough hours in the day, etc., etc., I also think this will be helpful for them too. So here we go. So one of the things that most people come to me with when we have these sorts of conversations are that they either need to be motivated so that they can focus on what they've got to do, or they can't seem to focus themselves to be motivated. So here are a couple of things that clients of mine have tried, that I do, and that I strongly advise that you get into your life too, so that it makes it a little bit more easygoing. So let me tell you where this specific piece has come from, and why now, why today, why me. So in the last few weeks, to say I've had a lot going on is an understatement. Think of all the life changes that could happen. It could be moving, could be all sorts of different things like that. And they've all seemed to line up very nicely, just as we've entered into the 2020 year, 2020 vision year. And, to be honest, I've had some immense clarity. Don't get me wrong, some immense clarity. But with it, sometimes I felt like I'm spinning plates, juggling, many different balls in the air. And, sometimes it makes you kind of go, well, what do I do first? What do I focus on first? And this is where this has come from. Hey, morning, Paula. So I haven't got my glasses on, so if I do that, look, they're over there. But if I do that, it's because I'm reading your comments on the screen. Thank you for commenting. So here are a couple of things that I would strongly recommend, because they make things more fun. So the first thing is, many people, when we're having this conversation, whether it's overwhelmed, whether it's I've got too much on, whether I'm too busy, they normally start off with a self-affirming statement that actually doesn't help them. I've done it too. Oh my gosh, I could tear my hair out, I'm so busy. Think about this. If when we're busy, or we need to focus our energy in somewhere, we start off with, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out. I am so stressed out. Oh my gosh, I could tear my hair out. Oh my gosh, I am too busy. It almost lays the table for how the experience could go moving forward in a way that probably doesn't serve us. This is one of the hardest things for us to find, because quite often when we go into certain situations and certain scenarios, we will automatically replay the oh my gosh, blah, 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 and all of that kind of great stuff. And maybe that's not something that we want to do. And thank you, I need to put my glasses on. Rajpal Singh, you seem to have entered a number. I'm not sure whether you realise that this is a public page seen by the world. So if that is a telephone number, I would probably remove it. But if not, I'll save you the trouble and remove it myself after this Facebook Live. Anyway, so first things first, before we start looking at what we want to do, what we want to achieve, the moment we feel that, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do, think about how you would like it to be. Would you like it to be graceful? Would you like it to be fun? Would you like it to be joyful? Would you like it to be peaceful, calm, engaging, gritty, whatever the word is or the emotion is? Think about that. So when you find yourself saying, oh my gosh, I could tear my hair out, first question to ask yourself is, well, what would you rather have instead? I'm going to get my glasses so that I can read and not pull funny faces at you as I read your comments. So what would you rather have instead? Start there. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm tearing my hair out. And this is what happened to me. There's so many different things. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to handle it all? I am so busy. I am so busy. Wouldn't it be better to have a different mantra than that? So I chose how I would rather go through the experience. This is exciting. This is fun. There's lots of different things to do. I want to keep my focus. Talking of focus, I've got my glasses on. So that's what I chose to do. I'm just going to go back and read Paula's question. Should we have a noble goal or noble affirmation? This could serve us. Both, I would say. But start off with the affirmation. Start off with how you want it to be. Because for me and for the people that I've worked closely with, it's really set an intention. And this noble affirmation, as Paula calls it, which I quite love, it's a way for us to be able to really connect with what we want from an experience. We often think that experiences come from outside and things are being done to us, but actually, when we can sit with it, the things that we perceive might be being done to us will have a knock-on effect of how we internalise it. And having an affirmation, having an I am that serves us, answering the question, what would I rather have than the thing that causes us to go, if it causes you to go, oh my gosh, I can't wait, I'm so excited, then you don't need to change that. But if it causes you to kind of contract in some way or think, then that's when you ask that question. So let that feeling, rather than it being a panic or anxiety or worry-inducing feeling, let that be your guiding line or your divining stick for, okay, I need to choose how I would like this experience to be, even if you don't know, even if you've never done it before. Okay, so that's what I would say first. The next thing is then have a plan. Now, some people freak out at this. Have a plan, have a strategy, but you don't need to, because here's how I always define a plan. A plan is like a destination of where you're going to. A plan is like and sort of like where you want to end. Do you want to end in New York? Do you want to end in Singapore? Do you want to end in London? Do you want to end in Iceland? It's where you are looking to go to. And there's a really helpful saying if planning kind of freaks you out a bit, and it's this: Set your goals in stone and your plans in sand. In fact, I shared this over on Instagram for those of you that are on Instagram. I shared it both on Instagram and I think here last week, so you might have to scroll down a little bit to find it. Now this is important because if you know where you're heading to and you know your destination, the bit that you don't need to do, which is actually causing the, oh my gosh, I don't know where to focus. The bit that you don't need to do is you don't need to have every single step figured out. And often when people talk about a goal or a plan, that's what they assume they have to do. They assume not only do they need a destination of what they were going for, but they also assume that they need to know every single step of the way. And sometimes and often you don't. Feeling like you need to know every step of the way closes you down to any possibilities or opportunities that might come in as you go. Once you've made that decision, I am going to New York, for example, is your goal, then everything that pertains to New York starts to come in. Anything that pertains to Saudi Arabia, you'll be like, I'm going to park that for now. That's not what I need. It's the New York stuff. It helps you to make better informed decisions. And this, my friends, starts to hone in your focus. So it means now that you can do what you need to do. I'm wearing my black glasses today. Paula says I'd suit red glasses. Oh, Paula. Oh, I might have to try it. Red is in my branding, but I'm not sure about red. Worth a try though. I shall go and try some red glasses on and see how I get on. Maybe I'll take some pictures and show them for you guys here. Alan, who's also top fan, is saying good morning. Alan is going to be doing a bike ride from Land's End to John O'Groats. If you want to know more about that, definitely hop into the Vibes Tribe where he shares quite regularly how you can sponsor him, how you can support him and stuff like that. Okay, so Paul is saying have an intention. She loves this. How would you feel? High frequency emotion, love it. Absolutely, and whatever works for you, because this is a thing, when we are putting our focus on something, it needs to work for us. This is the very reason why well-meaning family, friends, acquaintances will chip in and say, and I did this just yesterday, somebody had posted something in a group I was in and I said, have you thought about doing this? Well, it's unwarranted, unwanted feedback that they didn't ask for. And it's not in alignment with what they want, how they want to feel, how they want to proceed with the thing. So, of course, they're going to go, I'm not sure. Thanks anyway. You don't get it type of thing. So watch for that and make sure that what you're choosing is what you would like to choose. Okay, so the next thing is once you've done that, and I'm kind of skipping a few steps because we've only got a limited time, but if you would like to know more or like to hear more, especially the insights of people right here, like Paula, like Alan, like Ivona who are watching live, go into the Vibes Tribe. They're all in there. And share your thoughts, because it's a really great community for you to share what you're thinking, whether it's a struggle or whether it's a victory or celebration or anything else in between. And also a great place to continue these conversations in a place that's not so public, where only the other people in the Vibes Tribe, or as I call them, the Vibers, can see the comments. So do go in there and continue this conversation. Doesn't have to be today, can be any time of the week. If you put in the hashtag Monday Motivation, it's not a promotional thing. It means that when I'm going in there, I can have a look under that hashtag and make sure that I don't miss out any of your comments. Because I love to read everyone's comments. I often do comment on them myself, but I do like to interact and engage with you all and read your comments in there. So now that you've decided how you want to be, you've put your goal in stone and your plans in sand. Now this allows you to have the focus as to where you want to focus next, or as I like to say, where you want to focus first. So in my experience, all this stuff going on, and there are a couple of projects that I have wanted to do. So my only plan was actually to block the dates off in the diary that I wanted to actually work on these and get them done, even though you can see that I'm not in my place as usual. Even though I knew I was going to be in lots of different places, doing lots of different things, I'm currently doing some work with a client, which means that I'm in their offices a couple of times a week. And normally I do a lot of stuff online, so people don't have to travel, unless it's a workshop, of course. So I've needed to make sure that I can plan things out. And guess what? With a lot on my plate, in fact, I'll tell you, Vibers, I'll go in and do a little thing for you Vibes, but something else came up, which I'll share in the Vibes Tribe just after this. So now I've done all of that. I've now got dates in my diary of when I can actually take action, start to implement this. Here's the thing, do a little every day, but every day look at where your focus is. So if you want something more practical, less emotional, here's what I did with my project. I put dates in the sand. There's actually 2 projects I was running simultaneously. So in order to focus, I put one project first, didn't mix the 2. So from a specific date to another date, I did project 1. And every day I went in and did a piece of that project. Sometimes it was for only 20 minutes a day. But it's almost like chipping away at something. And when you chip away at it, you find that in no time you get it done. When, we, with the best meaning in the world, or best will in the world, say, oh, it's going to take me a couple of days, so I'm going to block out 2 days to do it. Sometimes that can feel a bit like overwhelming, a bit too much. Whereas if you can say, for example, between 8 and, I'm just giving a random time, between 8 and 8:30, I'm going to do as much as I can on this project, then you get started and you build momentum. And it helps with your focus. It means that at that very short time frame, you don't want to have lots of windows open on your computer. You don't want to be social media surfing. In fact, if you're anything like me, you need to put your phone face down so that you can focus. If you're with friends, if you're out to dinner, you don't want to be checking your phone, because now your focus is taken away from the people that you're with. And if you've committed to focusing with them, then you're now spreading yourself really thinly. So small, easy steps, think about it. Think that somebody delivers a nice big cake to your favourite flavour. If you're going to eat the whole thing, you'd be a bit remiss to shove it all in your mouth in one go. So you don't want to do that. You want to eat it slice by slice. And if you have 10, 20 slices, hey ho, easy peasy. So think about that, and that will help your focus. And if you get easily distracted, put your focus, a word or a very short sentence that reminds you of your focus. Stick it to your computer. So when you find yourself swanning off trying to do something else, it pulls you back. They say that your energy goes where your, I've forgotten the saying, energy goes where focus flows, or something like that. It's attention and energy and focus. Anyway, so wherever you put your attention and your energy, you will focus towards that piece. And, it doesn't feel so bad when you've got this big project. I did say cake, Ivona. Didn't say cup of tea, although a cup of tea would be rude not to, wouldn't it? To be able to put your attention and your focus in one place and tick something off your list and get it done will have more like mental health, energy, energetic and emotional benefits than anything else. So being able to tick something off and say you've got there and you've done it will help. Hopefully helpful. There are so many more tips I could share, but we are limited in time and I need to get off to do some important bits this morning too. So I'm going to read back your comments, but thank you so much for joining me. And thank you again for sharing this. It's funny with these, people share these tips. The best place to share these videos are on your timeline. And the reason for that is because you never know what your family, friends, colleagues, acquaintances are going through. You never know who might watch this, who might get an insight or a light bulb moment that really helps them, takes them out of the overwhelm, out of the struggle, out of the frustration, into something that they've now got tools and techniques for. So just going back, Ivona saying really helpful. She didn't say really, she said really helpful tips, Jenny. Thank you for watching, Ivona. Paula says, love your simple tips, especially the stones. I've got bagfuls of tips and handy hints, and talking of which, if you want to know more about the tips and handy hints, keep coming back to this page, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm sharing for those of you who I know have got important stuff to do in the world, and you want to get it in front of more people. You want to get your work in front of more people, which means that you'll need to be even more visible. Got some really exciting stuff, and series of nice webinars and lives and stuff planned for you over the next few weeks. So Paula says, I often need to go hard for short blocks of time. I get razor sharp focus, get a lot done in 30-minute blocks. That is absolutely spot on. It means that you're not trying to like drive and go for hours and hours on end, which can be really exhausting, especially to the female form as well. So I love that. I'm laughing at Ivona's comment. Did I say cake? Tea and cake, Ivona, tea and cake. Energy flows where your attention goes. Thank you, Paula. Yeah, what you focus on grows. Whatever is the focus of the attention becomes more prominent. Excellent. That is exactly it. So have a look at Paula's comment. Energy goes where attention flows. Still early, but so yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for watching this, and do continue over the conversation in the Visibility Vibes Tribe Facebook group. It's a safe space for you to land. It means that your great Aunt Edna and, you know, people that you might be working with or clients won't see your comment unless they're in the group, of course, in which case they will participate, they will encourage, they will celebrate you too. Remember to put the hashtag Monday Motivation so I can flick through throughout the day. I'll be a combination of appointments, travelling, coaching and all sorts of things today. So it means when I hop in for 5 minutes and hop out, I can find your comments easily. But most importantly, thank you so much for being a part of this live. Thank you for sharing it. And thank you for commenting. And Paula, thank you for helping me out on the energy flows. Complete mind blank. So look forward to seeing what you focus on in the next few days, weeks. Do share it with us and let us celebrate you either here or over in the Vibes Tribe too. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful morning, a beautiful Monday and a very motivational week. Bye for now.